guys, this is Ping from Sota. I'm here with a very special guest here. He is David Chall. He is the owner of Uproasters Coffee, located in Northeast Minneapolis. And I'm bringing him in here just kind of to let you guys know kind of how the partnership came about, and then also ask David here a few questions about Uproasters Coffee. David, so tell us a little bit about Uproasters Coffee, how you guys came about, and how you guys moved from how Uproasters evolved over the years.
So we started, thanks for having me first of all. We started in St. Paul 24 years ago and have moved twice as we've grown throughout the years. Our focus on coffee is always about sustainability, both on the environmental side as well as on the personal people side of things. So a couple things we've done since the beginning with our roastery is we added a 10 kilowatt solar power grid, so our entire roastery's electrical supply comes from the sun. All of our coffee is fair trade and organic. We think that that's important for the planet and all the people involved in our coffee. All of our coffee is specialty grade. It's roasted right in Northeast Minneapolis. We have our own cafe. It's open to the public every single day, and anyone can walk in.
Can you tell us a little bit more about your approach to your product, how you guys source your guys' product, the standards and what you guys look for in choosing a coffee product?
Absolutely. So we rely on a lot of importers to help us source the coffee. These are all specialists in gourmet coffee, specialty grade coffee, based on the standards of the Specialty Coffee Association, which recently merged with Europe. So there's one association that kind of sets the standard for the whole world now as far as what quality is. They hook us up with farmers all over the world, and whenever possible, I will travel to Origin and go visit. Last year I was in Uganda, the year prior in Peru and Costa Rica. In a few weeks I'll be heading out to Ethiopia and then Thailand. And it's important for me that not only the importers tell us the story of these farms, but that we can validate it whenever possible. And it's important for the farmers that they see our faces as well and don't just hear stories from the importers. Sure. And they know that there are people that are specifically buying large lots of coffee from them will be back year after year. So when they hear Americans say or Europeans say, we want you to be fair trade, we want you to be organic, that there really are a lot of people here that are buying that coffee and will be there for them in the future, and their effort is appreciated.
Awesome. Great. So coffee is just one side of what Uproasters does. Can you elaborate kind of more on kind of what other services and products that you guys do offer customers of Uproasters?
Sure. We began as Upper Midwest Gourmet because we did everything allied products as well as coffee and other goods to the entire industry. We kind of hyper-focused on the name Up Coffee Roasters years ago, and because it is our main portion of our company, but we sell everything you need to do to run a specialty grade cafe on a daily basis. So in addition to coffee, we have paper cups and lids and straws, and we have all recycled content or biodegradable products when it comes to that line of product. We have all of the flavorings that people use for ice cream or pastry that we import from Bologna, Italy. We have a wide variety of syrups, bases for smoothies, frappuccinos, everything that someone would really want for the specialty coffee industry. Gourmet chocolates, whether it's chocolate covered espresso beans or the ingredient level, all the high quality cocos and sauces and things like that.
Okay, awesome. That's great. So lastly, just kind of tell us a little bit more about the different blends of coffee, and also the light roast, dark, what the difference is between light roast, medium
Sure.
roast, and dark roast, and kind of what products Uproasters has to offer in regards to those kind of things. Obviously you offer a wide range of coffee products, but maybe you just want to hit on kind of like your you know, your most notable light roast, your most notable medium roast, your most notable dark roast, right?
That's tough. That's kind
Yeah,
of
that
like
is tough. That
it's
is
like
tough.
picking your favorite child. You know, because all of our coffee is specialty grade. It's all really special coffee. And when you go to these countries and you see the amount of work put into picking all these beans and really how little each tree produces to make a pound of coffee, to make a pot of coffee that we brew here, they're all really great coffees. So as far as light to dark roast and how we do things, our darkest roast is going to be a lot lighter than most people's dark roast these days. And our lightest roast is typically not going to be what the third wave movement of coffee, the real ultra critical coffee people, for lack of a better way of describing them. We don't go quite as white on that because we want to develop the coffee a little bit more, and because our primary coffee is, or our primary customer is a cafe or a restaurant that isn't necessarily serving that coffee where it's brewed and consumed within a minute or two, which when coffee is really white, it really needs to be consumed faster. It starts to get sour and astringent and bitter. So we take all of these coffees, and for the most part, I'd say 90% of our coffees are fairly light roasted, but roasted enough to develop the profile that makes each of these countries special. You know, there's a lot of different variety of coffee trees and the land that the coffee is grown on, the elevation of those coffees, volcanic soil. Every coffee does taste different. I mean, a lot of people just think coffee is coffee until they start tasting things from a place like ours, where they can see there's a big difference between coffee from, say, Guatemala and coffee from Uganda. That soil and tree make a huge difference as far as it goes. So we try not to over roast coffee because we want to keep what's special. The darker you roast, the more you take away what the original origin of that coffee provides and what makes it special. There are people that like to taste some of the smokier, darker notes of the drum of a coffee roaster, and we don't, unlike some of our competition, we won't say no to that. People like what they like, so we will develop some coffees that can handle a little more heat without destroying what the original origin is that made that coffee special. But as far as one I like better than another, it kind of goes from season to season. I really, you know, I love finding new coffees from new areas, which is why the coffee that we bring in from Uganda right now is one of my favorites, just because it's very different from what you see in other types of coffees from around Africa. We do all three processes of coffee. There's washed coffee, honey process, and natural coffee. And a honey process means that they just leave the pulp of the fruit on the coffee when they dry it. A natural coffee is they don't take any of the skin as well as the pulp off, so it kind of dries like a raisin on the beds. And then a washed coffee is the more traditional, where you take all of the fruit and pulp off of the coffee before you go into the fermentation stage. And that conversation can be a really long conversation if we want to go that far. But we have all the different processes for people to try. And, you know, honey process, which is a fairly new one, we represent a lot of different origins with that coffee, from Peru, Honduras, Costa Rica, and then there's yellow, red, black honeys. So we try and do a lot of variety of those type, which is typically a lot more than any of the other roasters that I know of in the Midwest.
Awesome. All right, so that kind of wraps up our interview. But as you can see, you know, David here is very knowledgeable in regards to the coffee that he's providing us. If you want to delve deeper into kind of what their story is, just check them out at
upcoffeeroasters.com.
All right, so check them out. Definitely, you know, if you guys do want to try it out, you know, they are located in Northeast of Minneapolis. If you go to their website, all that information should be on there. David, he's an awesome guy, super chill guy. And he's always there, which is a great thing, you know. So definitely, if you guys are there, you guys see him walking around, definitely say hi to him. So again, thanks a lot for tuning in. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, definitely comment below and let us know if there's any particular kind of roast, or if there's any kind of questions that you guys may have about coffee, and we'll get it answered as soon as possible. All right, thanks guys.